Minecraft. And you guessed it. Today we're gonna plant wheat. Oh no, did I load into the wrong world? Oh, it's still on easy. That's right, I remember. I'd gone into the Nether and got blaze rods on easy in my survival world, and I had not turned it off. But I have absolutely no desire to deal with monsters. All I want to do is wheat. Do I need to mend? Yeah, we'll mend up real quick. No idea what that book is. I assume it's terrible. We're gonna put our idols back up. We didn't need to use either of them. Hi, Grumpy. I'm sad. Not really. That's just always what I say to people whenever they say that they are a thing. Is Grumpy your favorite one of the dwarves, or are you just being them anyway? Grumpy's my favorite dwarf because I feel like he's the one who's the most realistic. You know, Doc, probably not a real doctor. Sleepy, frequently not that sleepy, but Grumpy, with very rare changes, you know, he really lives up to his obligations. And we'll just put our non-wheat related things here somewhere. I don't have a silk touch pick, so carrying around an inner chest won't even help. You say your parents went to Las Vegas to F1 races for 4 days? Oh, without you. Ah, well, it sounds like they're going to have a really good time, so I hope you find a way to have a good time, you know, while they're there. I know it can suck for people to, you know, be doing fun things when you're not there, but sometimes people need time to themselves. But are you a racing fan? I don't watch F1 myself, but I'm sort of familiar with it. I've got a couple of friends that are super into it. I never got into really any racing at all. Um, I watched NASCAR with one of my friends because he liked it. So I've seen like several NASCAR races, but when we would play NASCAR, I think it was NASCAR 98 on the PlayStation, I would always make him angry by turning around backwards and trying to run into the other cars to get him out of his way. And he didn't consider that very sporting. I'm more of a Mario Kart guy. Hi, Natasha. But yes, as we have arrived at the wheat field, we're just going to lay down on our bed on top of the wheat. And now get to it. Oh yes, I should, I've got my gear because we went into the nether. But we don't need that where we're going, because where we're going is the wheat field. We also don't need this sword or this bow. Don't need our Book of Feather Falling. We probably don't need, you know, the pickaxe or the axe either. But, you know, we might as well take them along. Natasha, no, I just played WoW a little bit this morning, and then really I caught up on a whole lot of Total War Warhammer 3. The guy that I watch, the commentator, he did like several tournaments, like one every day, so I had hours and hours of stuff, and then yep, just messing around really. I've been, you know, I still just don't know about WoW. Like I go in for a bit and I play for like 30 minutes and I have a fun time, but I don't. so many of my friends are back. Maybe this time I'll just try to play WoW like a responsible person would, you know, like 30 minutes here or there, and then if my friends want to run a dungeon, then we'll do it. I just, yeah. I tend to like being obsessive, but it just, I don't know, it really wasn't doing it for me. But yeah, no, I worked all day, but that was just like the punctuation marks around it. But work went very well. You know, the clock moved around at a very regular interval, which is important. You don't want time to suddenly dilate. Like, time's a function of gravity, we all know that, but you want it to be regularly functioning with gravity. You don't want too much variability. That can be unpleasant, especially when you're at work. But yep, I just cook steaks and stuff, and then in the second half of the day, basically all I do is cook chicken. You beat your time at school record? What kind of record? This field is the best field. Natasha say you spent the last day and a half watching Feinberg. You got 3 different world records last 5 days. That's awesome. I'm so happy for him. He's the guy that plays the speed runs for all of the advancements, right? Like, he doesn't do just the one thing. He does the whole thing all in a row. Because you were telling me about his luck with thunderstorms, maybe. But that's awesome for him. You know, I don't really follow Minecraft speedrunning, but I know it's always like super cool when new records happen in GoldenEye, the game that I do follow. Although it's rare that a new record happens in GoldenEye anymore. But they're all happy events. I think one of the things that I like most about this wheat field is that a person looking at it, oh, never mind, you can still see the mountain. I'm like, you'd have no sense of scale, but actually it does have a beautiful sense of scale, doesn't it? You can't see how far away the mountain is until you get a little bit more perspective. Truly a beautiful thing. This is just where I'm supposed to be. This is so much better than playing World of Warcraft. I mean, it's fine, but yeah, I can't dedicate my life to WoW again. First of all, you can't plant wheat in it. But I may not be streaming so much here in the next week because I am planning to go and see a couple of movies in the theater, and then also the American holiday of Thanksgiving is coming up, so have family obligations with that. I used to go see movies in the theater all the time, but I've done that less and less as time goes on. But I love the original Gladiator, and I am ambivalent about the fact that a sequel exists, but I'm going to see it anyway. And I also, as you guys know, really like musicals, and particularly also like the musical Wicked, which I have seen on the stage before, which was a great experience, and I'm gonna go see that movie. I'm not like, I hope it's awesome. I wish it wasn't a two-part movie, but you know, the Wild Robot movie. I don't guess I'm familiar with that. And YouTube, YouTube says that I'm your most watched creator on the whole website. That's so interesting. Well, I'm very honored. I hope that you found great enjoyment with our hours playing Minecraft together, with me planting wheat and learning how to play the game and such. I almost went and saw Wicked tonight, but I wanted to come home and take a shower. I wasn't gonna have time. I would have had to go like right from working 10 hours over like a Royal Grill to sitting in a movie theater, and I didn't want to do that. Cause I like really like Wicked. I know I've said that, but I like it a lot. I also have read the novel. I very much enjoy it. It's got like several other like continuations of the story there, and McGuire has written like many other books, and I've read like all the ones, not that he's ever written, but up until like 5 or 6 years ago, I would have been current. So I've read like 8 or 9 of the guy's books, and I own, I guess, like 4 still, and 1 more that's probably lent out. So I like Wicked a lot. So I hope the movie lives up to it. Both of the stars are incredibly accomplished singers, and so I'm not too worried about that front. Although I am not personally a fan of one of them in their music career. She's still a very fine singer, and I'm sure she'll do a great job with that. This is my movie review before seeing the movie. But people that are good at singing, like, it's uncanny how good they are at it. Like, sometimes you feel like you need to have it explained to you by a person who understands it, and then you can get it a little better. Like, I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that in life. You know, like, a level of expertise, like, isn't even apparent to the layman. Like, I've got a friend who's like a very, very good welder. Like, he's way better at welding than most people that do welding for a living are at doing welding, and they all recognize this. But when I watch him do it, it's just like, look, you're welding. Like, he has to like tell me how good he is because he's so far beyond my comprehension. And that is what like a good singer is like, because you hear them sounding good, but like, I don't know. Maybe other people instinctively understand how hard it is to do these things, and it's just me that has to have it explained to me. Like, if anyone's ever fallen down the YouTube rabbit hole where they like show you how some niche like pastry or confectionery or candy is made in, you know, like some country that is not your own, and then you like just get totally engrossed in it, and you're like, these people are really good at doing this. And then well, if you're me, then you go back and make chocolate chip cookies, because well, every time I see somebody do something that looks hard, I think, why don't I do a thing that's easy? That would be better. And that is what I do. But I'm not making chocolate chip cookies tonight. I'm making them tomorrow morning. I put the butter on the counter, but then I got really distracted by the internet. You know, it's it'll get you. The internet will. And before long, it was either make the cookie dough tonight, and then not be able to stream and plant wheat for the masses, or make the dough tomorrow morning, which is what I elected to do. So it can take just so long doing these vertical sections, but it's very important because it's very beautiful, and if you don't have them, then it's just, you know, the sort of nondescriptness. But I find that you want to clear your vegetation beforehand, because I find that regularity in the motions is good. You don't want to have to start hitting things, at least mostly, because doing these is like pretty annoying. You could do them forward and backward. You should do them in third person, because then you'd be able to see what's going on. Just going totally haphazard here. You know, it's fine. The joy of planting wheat comes in the volume, not in the precision. After all, will I remember, after this sentence is done, the clumsy manner in which the wheat entered the earth? No, I don't even remember what I did 3 seconds ago. All that matters is the wheat. And that's another great thing about this field of wheat. You know, in a sense, it's its own reward, but in another sense, it's like the culmination of my whole life. Like, everything I've ever done that means anything pales in comparison to this wheat field, which is, you know, far more meaningful and beautiful than the rest of my life. If only I could get on top of this. Alright. Anyway. Now that we're back in the wheat field, the ultimate achievement of my existence, we're back to it. Obviously, we'll leave this beautiful little pool. Obviously. I thought that I was doing better with that, but clearly I'm not. But this will actually be a really awesome looking thing whenever whenever the wheat grows. It'll be a nice gold thing there. Yeah, Justine, for sure. No, I have a much better memory when I'm not, you know, doing multiple things at a time. Quite an excellent memory, in fact. But with the music plus the video game plus talking to myself plus talking to you guys plus reading your chat, that's the I'm a simple guy, you know, a simple guy that does complicated things, but not a complicated guy. You give me that many things in a row, well, it's shocking that I do any of them at all. Although you, from watching me, you certainly know what it's like whenever I start thinking about planting things in the video game and stop thinking about the sentence I'm saying. As I sort of just like slack-jawed look at the screen for an extended period of time. But you know, that's the good stuff. That's when you're into the flow zone, like if you're playing ping pong and you're really good all of a sudden. That's what I imagine this is like. It's never happened to me. Every time I'd be playing ping pong and I would be like, oh yeah, I've really got it, bam, I would lose it. I'm not very good at ping pong. That's just another fact about me. I try to not let it get to me. You know, people almost never bring it up. So I guess, you know, I don't have to be sensitive about it. This gravel is just hanging in midair and waiting to fall? Well, you know, we'll just leave it there. I used to think I was complicated, but really I am very naive and simple-minded. I just read almost all of the books that there are, and that gave me a certain cachet with the English language, unless it's pronounced cachet, because that's from the French language, that allowed me to think that I was a complicated person. But really anybody that read like 10,000 books would know all of the stuff that I know, and it's just that they didn't see it was a worthwhile pursuit. Really, I should have known by the 1,000th book that I wasn't going to learn anything from the rest. I'm just joking. I did learn that. That's why I reread Hamlet all the time. All the time. I'll probably read it at the Christmas party at work again. I do it like every year because I always have a copy on me. And then someone will sit and they'll be like, what are you reading? And I'll be like, Hamlet. And then I'll make them listen to me read some of it because that's the sort of person I am. It's not just an act I put on for the internet. I also will make people listen to me read Shakespeare in real life if they interrupt me while I'm doing it. Her name. Alright. Unfortunately, we're coming on the end of the video. But let's just look at what we've done here. So basically all of that, the fresh green shoots, it'd be like most of that there. That's a good little bit to do, you know, it'll be scenic. We should fill some of that in because there's no need in having a cave there. But yeah, you know, it's coming in nicely. We've got a good irrigated section, not all of it, but some over there, and then that whole area there. So yeah, you know, we're going well. It's all good. It's a pretty good wheat field we've done in this little expansion. And of course, that's a good wheat field too. I don't think I have to explain how good of a wheat field. It's, you know, it could be better. It could be better. Justine, yes, if I RC Cola, I basically exclusively drink Mountain Dew when it comes to soft drinks. And there's a large number of energy drinks I'll drink, but basically I just drink Mountain Dew or various root beers, but not like the mass-produced can ones. I like the classy ones in glass bottles. It's there's something about it. It reminds me of like good childhood times and vacations, or you know, like after a day of especially hard work getting treated to one. So I really like a root beer in a glass bottle. And Mountain Dew, I just love Mountain Dew. I don't know what it's supposed to taste like, and I don't care. I like it. But that will be all for this. Unfortunately, the cruelty of the clock, you know, it arrives. But I'll try to get some streaming in tomorrow, at least a bit. It's hard to say what'll happen, but on Sunday certainly some, and maybe I'll even give you a brief movie review of whatever movie I end up seeing. I'll be like, they sang well. I can't tell you how in any definitive way, but I'll say they did, you know, or whatever. But thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Wheat and Wheat accessories. And, you know, there's more wheat with every day, and that's what it's all about. So I'll see you guys.